Welcome back to another episode of Climbing the Ranks, where basically in this series we test out decks based on what the community says on how they actually are. And today's episode is a historic Brawl deck using Varragoth, the Bloodsky Sire, as our commander. He has Death Touch and boasts target player searches their library for a card and then shuffles and put that card on top. So it's a vampiric tutor every turn, which is really crazy, and a lot of these cards are win conditions. So let's get right into this. Banehound, it's just a lifelink 1/1 with haste. I'll explain it later, but it causes one of our main combos to go off, and it's a really versatile black card. Bone Shards, it's a great destruction. Cling to Dust is a graveyard removal, so any graveyard big decks like Gitrog Monster and all that kind of stuff, we can get rid of cards from there. Fatal Push is destruction. Fallmire Knight is a draw and a 1/1 Death Touch. Knight of the Even Legion, there's no explanation for this card, it's just a really good one. Night Market Lookout also does our combos similar to Banehound. Phyrexian Reclamation is graveyard reoccurrence. Spark Harvest is more destruction. Vampire of Dire Moon is also another combo trigger and a 1/1 Death Touch lifelink, which is pretty nice. Shadow Spirits, a auto include in almost every deck. Erebos' Intervention, we can exile and get X life with a 1-spot removal, which is really nice. Out of the 2-drops, Blood Artist, black runs a lot of destruction, and this basically goes off of it. It's just a plus for every destruction ability. Doomblade, it's just another destruction piece. Eliminate is also another destruction piece. Feed the Swarm, another destruction piece, but also can target enchantments. Infernal Grasp, probably one of the best destruction piece on Arena right now. Null Priest of Oblivion is another recurrence from the graveyard. Trespasser's Curse, whenever basically it's you attack with I don't know how to explain it. If we're going against any swarm decks, it really hurts them like goblins. Vault Scourge is just a 1/1 flying with lifelink, which can cost 1, which is really funny. Gifted Aetherborn, a 2-drop 2/3 Death Touch lifelink, another really good card for the deck and is very hard to deal with. Arcane Signet is just ramp. Mihug Massacre, probably one of the best board wipes in black. Marauding Light Priest, another combo starter. Rotting Regisaur is just a 7/6 3-drop, which is really fun. Vita Thorn of the Dust Rose is another combo starter. Bloodthirsty Aerialist, we're gaining a lot of life, so why wouldn't this be in there? Hero's Downfall for Planeswalker and Monster Destruction. Murderous Rider for the same thing. Nighthawk Scavenger, just because it can get really big. It has flying, Death Touch, and lifelink to start other combos as well. Savage Gorger, we're destroying a lot of stuff in this deck, and we're also going to make them lose a lot of life, so it's going to be quite a bit of +1/+1 counters on this. Bantu's Monument, because we're running mono black, which it makes our Varragoth only cost 2 to cast, and pretty much every other turn that we can cast him for 1 less. Sword of Body and Mind, it's auto included in almost every deck and should be in every deck. On the 4-drops, Baleful Mastery for exile. Execution Event, a board wipe, Pitiless Plunderer. Whenever another creature you control dies, create a treasure token. It's self-explanatory and also helps with another combo. Revenge of Ravens, it starts combos, and it's a very nuisance, I should say. Eradicator Valkyrie also helps us start our combos, and we can boast it to make people sacrifice things. Leon of the Void, it hates graveyard decks. Rankle, Master of Pranks, is probably one of the best black cards because it's just a auto trigger off of everything. It allows us card draw, and it allows them to discard and sacrifice creatures, and it's just a really good card. Vraska's Contempt is also more exilement. Phyrexian Obliterator, it's a really good go-to card in this deck. Cosmos Elixir starts combos, and it's a card draw, which is really nice. Helm of the Host, it makes a lot of Varragoths or any other card that we get off of Varragoth out there, which is really fun. Lithoform Engine, so we can get 2 Varragoth triggers in 1 turn. Return Upon the Tide, because it's more graveyard reoccurrence. Exquisite Blood, this is the combo that we use with Veto and Bloodthirsty Aerialist. Veto, we use it with things like Marauding Light Priest and other things like that to infinite win the game, and all we need is just a little bit of lifelink or 1 way to gain life, or make them lose life. Revel, which is our other win con in this game. This is why we run the Pitiless Plunderer, because we can get more treasure tokens. Clackbridge Troll, it's self-explanatory, and having 2 of these out there is one of these out there is kind of intimidating, and getting it almost instantly off of Varragoth is quite nerve-wracking. Grey Merchant of Asphodel, this also can be a win con in some cases, and is also a pretty good card in black, because we're having all of our stuff is mono black, and having something like a Phyrexian Obliterator out there, or like a lot of black cards out there, this can be really good. We have Illicit Shipment. This is our other tutor, but it actually puts it to our hand. Obnixilis the Hate Twisted is a destruction, and whenever they draw a card, we deal 1 damage to that player, so it is kind of a hate card. Westgate Regent allows us to basically, when it attacks, we basically double its power every turn, which is really crazy, and it also has Ward, which makes them discard a card, which isn't too big, but it also makes them decide if they really want to kill it right off the bat. Invoke Despair, I mean, it's probably one of the better black cards that have been printed recently. I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like Torment of Hellfire, but a little worse and a little better at the same time. I don't really know how to explain it. It's just a pretty overall better, it's just a really good card. Burning Rune Demon is another tutor. Bullets of Citadel, why wouldn't we? We basically get all of our cards, because we're vampiric tutor every turn, we can just cast them immediately, which is really good. Massacre Worm as a board wipe. Shield Dread, the Whispering One. This card is self-explanatory. It's the best, probably one of the best black cards ever. It is one of the best cards in Arena, if not ever. It's just a really good card. And Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger. Getting this right off the bat, if we need to get destruction and we have a lot of mana ramp out there, is really fun. And it's almost an auto include in every deck that can do this kind of thing. Bajuka Bog, Underworld Lands, it's self-explanatory, more graveyard hate. Swamp, Hive of the Eye Tyrant, Swamp, we are running 35 of them. Takanuma, Abandoned Mire, we can mill cards and return stuff from our graveyard to our hand, which is pretty nice, or a Planeswalker card, which is a creature or Planeswalker, which is really nice. And we have a lot of legendary things, so we can get things off pretty quickly. Fabled Passage, just for deck thinning, and Reliquary Tower, because why not? Having infinite hand size when you're running a deck that gets a lot of cards in your hand, it makes total sense. That's the entire deck. It's pretty self-explanatory. All we want to do is get our combos off almost immediately, and we have ways that kind of counteract them trying to deal with us, but any sort of enchantment destruction really hurts us, but we do have other win conditions than that. So let's go into the games. Game 1, our hand's looking pretty decent. We have a Blood Artist and Arcane Signet to ramp into, so we can have 4 mana on turn 3. Varragoth's going to come out, so we can start getting our little combos, and Vampiric Tutor every turn, which is pretty crazy. Get Skuriok out there. We're not really afraid of this deck right now because he hasn't got Jetmir out, which is a relief because that card is very scary. We're going to look for a card. I'm guessing we're probably going to grab Exquisite Blood here just because it's a really nice combo, but Gifted Aetherborn right now is like a really decent card because he didn't actually cast Jetmir. Okay, that's fine, but he's swarming quite a bit, and a 2/3 with Death Touch and Lifelink is pretty scary to deal with this kind of deck. So I'm going to attack with Varragoth. We're going to do it again, and he isn't blocking, surprisingly. And after that, let's see. I mean, a land is also kind of nice, but yeah, let's get the Reliquary Tower here. We're going to attack. He's going down to 21, which is not a lot. I mean, he has a lot of life. I meant it didn't do a lot of damage. We're going to Meat Hook Massacre here. We're going to call 3, and he scoops right there. That was really easy to go. Game 2, our hand is looking really good. We have a Vampire of Dire Moon right off the bat, which is pretty nice. He is doing Cleric Class because we're going against Heliod. Of course, he gets it right off the bat. We're gaining a life, and he isn't, surprisingly, in a life gain deck, which is, I'm just kind of joking. Sarah's Ascendant comes down. We're going to eliminate that right off the bat. We don't need that card getting a 6/6 1-drop because that is ridiculous. He's going down to 23. He gets Heliod out there. He hasn't gained any life yet. We're attack with both. We're going to Varragoth right now. We're going to grab an Exquisite Blood here, and so we're one part of the way to the combo. He is down to 20, we're up to 28. Swift Response, killing our Varragoth. That kind of sucks, but it doesn't matter that bad. We still have our Baleful Mastery in case we need anything. Oh wait, it enters tap, so we're just going to keep attacking with this. We're going to see if he can get anything out there that can deal with this thing, because Heliod is kind of just sitting there with just 2 Devotion. So unless he has something like a Linden, Bastry Lieutenant comes out, which puts it on itself. we're going to get rid of that because I don't really want to deal with it. So he doesn't get any trigger off of it. We get a swamp, and we're going to, we're going to do Exquisite Blood here. We're going to attack for 1. We're going to gain another life off of Lifelink and Exquisite Blood. He's down to 18. We're up to 31. There's Linden, so he does have his creature out there. He attacks with Heliod, which doesn't really do anything because 5 damage isn't really a lot. We're going to invoke some Despair here. He sacks it. He's going to sack the Cleric class. He can't do anything else because he doesn't have a Planeswalker. He already sacked the enchantment. We're going to attack with Vampire of Dire Moon. We're going to get Explicit Blood triggers. Hopefully draw like a veto or something. A portable holds us, which kind of sucks, but it doesn't really matter. Luminous Broodmoth comes out. We're going to do Shield Dread right here. He's going to have to sack the Luminous Broodmoth. He is in a very bad situation, so either way, if he does get the Heliod out there, he can do whatever he wants, but he's still going to have to sack it next turn anyways. So we're going to cast a Bloodthirsty Aerialist, and he just scoops right there. That's kind of fun. Game 3, our hand is looking really, really good. We have a nice ramp. We're gonna do Fabled Passage right here because I don't have enough lands to do it on turn 4 anyways. So we're gonna draw a land. Oh, that helps. So now we're gonna have 4 lands, well, 4 mana technically, again on turn 3, which is gonna be fun. Varragoth's still gonna come out there on turn 3, which is fine, but I don't really care. We're going to Cling to Dust that op so we can just draw another card to see what it was. It's just a Erebos' Intervention. We're going to get a Varragoth out there. We're going to do Chrome. He's going to get Chromatic Lantern. Ooh, I don't like that card at all. We're going to do Marauding Blight Priest. We're going to attack with Varragoth. We're going to probably get an Exquisite Blood because we're already there with a combo. There it is. We're just waiting. Unless he can kill something, we are going to win next turn. Unless he kills our Marauding Blight. Why do you not? Wow. Okay. That's surprising. He doesn't think we have the infinite combo, yet we do. Why did he not kill the Marauding Blight Priest? That's fine. Whatever, we're just gonna win anyways. Here it comes. We're gonna just say good game. We're gonna attack with Marauding Blight Priest, and we just win. Infinite combo with Exquisite Blood and Marauding Blight Priest. This combo usually goes off quite a bit. All you need is Exquisite Blood, a thing that gains life like Veto, Marauding Blight Priest, and more, and you just win. It's that easy. Game 4. Our hand is looking pretty decent. I'm gonna keep it. We have the Fabled Passage. He says hello, so I'm going to say hello back to him. We're gonna get a Fabled Passage crack here. We're gonna get a Swamp. We're gonna pass back, so hopefully it doesn't get anything because I have a Fatal Push just sitting there and it's not doing anything. We're gonna play another land, and we're just gonna sit with the Fatal Push, so in case he gets anything out there, we're doing pretty good. So yeah, that's Legion of War Boss, and we are not gonna get rid of that because I don't know why it says we should, but that's whatever. We're gonna do Varragoth right here. This is so easy. He should attack. Well, he has to attack, and he does that stupid card. And yeah, the new one that just basically does 3 damage to each non-token creature. Phyrexian Obliterator is gonna come out there and see what it can do. And I don't think he can kill it right off the bat. Replicating Ring, Path to Festival. He's gonna get some lands out there. And oh, that's I don't really know what to do with that. I mean, we could Erebos, but I want Lithoform Engine, so next turn, in case I do draw a land, we can do double Varragoth. Well, 2 turns from now, really. He doesn't block, which is not surprising. He does Workshop War Chief. He's going to attack with 1. I'm going to, let's see what we're going to do here. We could have we're in an Extinction Event. We're going to choose Odd just to get rid of that, and we're going to attack with Phyrexian Obliterator. He takes another 5, because why wouldn't you? And let's see, he's going to do Path to Festival again. Hopefully he can gain some life because he's not in a good situation. He's going to swing me for 3. Okay, that's whatever. We're going to Marauding Blight Priest right here. And we're also going to Fatal Push one of the little tokens because I don't really want it. And he just makes it all indestructible. Whatever, we're going to attack with 5. He's in a pretty bad situation right here. Skyclave Relic comes out kicked. And he gets the stupid Jet Mirror again. Okay, Infernal Grasp on the Jet Mirror. That gets rid of that card really easily. And let's see, what else should we do here? Yeah, we'll do a Knight of the Ebon Legion, and we're going to attack with just the Phyrexian Obliterator, and he's not going to block again. He's going down to 9. We have 2 more turns on him and if he doesn't do anything, because Phyrexian Obliterator is such an overpowered card. Jetmir comes down again. That's whatever. I don't really care about it, because next turn... wait, no, we can't get Massacre Worm. We draw the land. Let's see. Westgate region is looking pretty nice here too, but oh wait, we have Erebos' intervention, so we're going to get rid of the Jetmir again. We're going to pay 4, get rid of it, give it -X, and we gain that much life. And we're going to swing in for 8 again. He has to block here, or he would have, well, he doesn't have to. Then he has to sack 1. He lost more than, what, 4 life this turn, so I get a Knight of the Ebon Legion trigger. He does Finale of Glory, but that's whatever. I don't really care about that card. Reliquary Tower's coming down, and we're going to do a Massacre Worm. Everything's going to die, and he takes that much damage, and he loses the game right there. On to game 5. Man, this deck is really, really good. It's just going by so quickly. I'm keeping this hand. I mean, we don't have the extra swamp, but that's whatever. Night Market Lookout comes. That's perfectly fine. Trustlara, I don't really like that card. I hate how it's his commander too, so we're going to eliminate it. He puts it back into the command zone, and we're going to attack with 1. We basically attack with 2, and we gained a life. Kazandu Nectar Pot comes out there. That's perfectly fine. Here comes Varragoth on the battlefield. Sadly, it was sort of on turn 4. I don't really like that. Honor Troll comes out. That's whatever too. We're gonna Doomblade it because that could have killed Varragoth, and we're gonna that's search because we have enough mana to do so. We're going to grab something. I want to grab the Exquisite Blood combo again, but I'm not sure if that's the best idea because we don't have a lot of land. So we're going to grab a Reliquary Tower just because it allows us to do a lot more things. He attacked with the Kazandu Nectar Pot, but it's just 1 damage, so it doesn't really do anything to us. We're going to attack with both. We're going to boast with Varragoth again. Let's see, what should we get here? Yeah, let's go for the Exquisite Blood, just so we can get this combo rolling, and in case he has any enchantment destruction, we can sort of bait it out. He gets Angel of Vitality, attack with Kazandu Nectar Pot, draws a card off of Cosmos Elixir. Here comes Exquisite Blood. We're going to pass it back to him because we don't have enough to boast, sadly. Oh boy, Wrath of the Wilds comes out there. That's going to be fun to deal with. Nyxly's Ram, that's whatever. It's just the Fountain of Youth, basically. I think that's what that card does, which is just gain a life. He's going to block with it, but that's whatever. I forgot to boast, but that's how boasting works. We can still go with it. I don't know how. We're going to get Veto off of this, so he has to destroy the Exquisite Blood, or we basically win here with a Night Market Lookout. Or he has to destroy the Night Market Lookout and make us not gain any life, because it's gonna be, well, there it is. That's a combo right here. Unless he has an instant like Settle the Wreckage, that's it. And there's a combo again. That's what this entire deck does. And he says, oops, and there's nothing he can do from this point, and he scoops. So overall, this deck is very, very good. So yes, I don't have Dark Ritual, so we could get your commander out there on turn 1 and we'll start ramping on turn 2. Well, Vampiric Tutor on turn 2, but that's whatever. It's extremely hard to deal with, for one, because you run so many infinite combos and a lot of removal, and having a Vampiric Tutor on every turn is quite difficult because you can basically deal with whatever you need to deal with. Like, I can tutor for any of these. If I needed to get something going on, I could do Blood Artist. I could do Shieldred if I really needed that out there and I had enough lands if we were that late in the game. I have a board wipe with Massacre Worm. I also have another board wipe with the Meat Hook Massacre. It's just a very, very good deck. And the main combo that we saw twice in this video, surprisingly, was the stupid Exquisite Blood with any of like the combos with Veto or things like Marauding White Priest. I can't find it for some reason. There it is. It's right there. But it's very hard to deal with, and you could run Sanguine Bond, but I figured that that's quite a bit just because we have 2 3-drops and we can just ramp it into it anyways. And even then, we also have another win con, even if they do destroy the Exquisite Blood, which was the Revel in Riches, which is really, really good. And that's why I ran the Pitiless Plunderer in there, so I could get that combo going. And it's a very hard deck to deal with because of how quick it is and how easy it just gets anything that it wants. And having basically a tutor as a commander every turn is really, really crazy. It's just a hard card to deal with, and it's very, very fun deck. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. And yeah, thank you for watching.